Hey, before completing the application form to apply to work with the NHS, just hold on. You need to consider if the job is right for you, if the organization is right for you, if it's where you want to work. Having worked in the NHS for over a year, I'm going to share with you 5 pros and cons of working with the NHS so you can better be informed. Do watch this video to the very end if this sounds like something you want to listen to, and subscribe to this channel if you're just seeing us for the first time. This is Japa Decoded. On this channel, we share tips on how to relocate abroad and how you can thrive as an immigrant while you are here. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. Let's start with the advantages or pros of working in the NHS. The very first one I would like to talk about is the job security. The NHS is one of the biggest employers of people in the healthcare sector in the UK. It's a very prestigious organization, so there is a big job security, and you won't have to worry about if the organization is going to be packing up next month or tomorrow and then you have to start looking for another job or not. They provide job security for their employee. Okay, the very next benefit of working with the NHS, or advantage of working with the NHS, is career progression. The NHS encourages their employees to advance or progress in their career by providing certain trainings and courses and even funding for some of these courses for their employees so that they can progress in their career. They support career development. So if that's one thing you're looking for on your journey, then the NHS might be the perfect organization for you. The third benefit of working with the NHS is their comprehensive benefit packages like pension scheme, paid sick leave, paid maternity leave, paid paternity leave, and holiday entitlement, and all of those benefits. Another benefit of working with the NHS is the NHS provides a diverse work environment because they support inclusion and diversity. So you will find people from all walks of life, from different ethnic groups, different countries, different nationalities working with the NHS. So if you're thinking that, will I be accepted, will I be able to work with the NHS because of my ethnic background, because of my nationality, chances are that when you get to your workplace, you're going to meet someone from your country or from your ethnicity already working there. They support inclusion and diversity, so you have nothing to worry about. Another benefit of working with the NHS is job satisfaction. Employees in NHS tend to have this sort of job satisfaction, knowing that they go to work every day, and from working on their role, be it as a doctor, a nurse, an admin staff, or even a laboratory staff, a biomedical scientist, or even a lab assistant, or in whatsoever capacity they find themselves, whatsoever they do on their role contributes to the general health of the public. They have this sense of satisfaction knowing that they are contributing daily to the health of people in the community by just going to work and doing their jobs. Okay, so if you're someone who derives or wants to have that kind of job satisfaction, then the NHS might be the perfect organization for you. Now let's talk about the disadvantages, or some of the things that people tend to think about and say, no, the NHS is not the place for me. The very first one would be workload stress. Okay, so because of the kind of business the NHS run, which is the health sector, there is usually a high demand for their service, and employees in certain departments, certain wards, tend to be overworked due to shortage in staffing or understaffed. So you find most of their employees being stressed out due to workload pressure. One of the disadvantages of working in the NHS is pay concerns. So some employees tend to think that the salaries that they are being paid do not reflect the workload that they have or the rise in cost of living, especially on certain roles. And also when you compare it with what their colleagues and counterparts are getting in private organizations, they feel like they are being underpaid. Okay, so that's some of the things you should think about before coming to work for the NHS. And especially if you are going to be working on a role that maybe involves you working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and you don't tend to like work on bank holidays, so you might lose out on that extra pay that you get on bank holidays when working with other organizations. Another disadvantage of working with the NHS is some roles might require you to work certain long hours like 12 hours, and also work during some unsocial hours like night shift, like during some weekends, some bank holidays. Okay, so that's something you should consider. So you want to look at the rules you're applying to, and if you feel like, oh, that's not for me, I am not that kind of person that can work those kind of shift patterns, then you might want to think about it, give it a thought, and see if it's something you would like to do or not. Another disadvantage of working with the NHS is bureaucracy. Like, some people tend to find it difficult to be able to walk through the systems in the NHS to get what they want, because it's a very large and big organization and things are done according to hierarchy. So for example, if you want to make a change, for example, in maybe your work hours or something, you would want to speak with your manager might need to have a meeting with you, might need to also report to like another authority. Like, it needs to follow certain process. It's not something that you can just talk about and just implement immediately. Because of how big the organization is, some people tend to get discouraged and find it difficult to be able to move through that particular system, if you know what I mean. So if you're someone who do not like to be stressed with something like that, am I someone who is able to go through the office politics that happen in big organizations? So if you're not someone who could do that, then you might want to think about it, because the NHS is a very big organization, and trust me, it also happens there. So what do you think I'm supposed to mention in this video that I have not? Do you have any experiences of any of these things I've mentioned? Do you have any advantages or disadvantages to add? You can add them in the comment section. I'll be reading your comments, and also our viewers can also learn, okay, so that they can make their decision. So if you have watched this video to this point, I want to say a big thank you, okay? And if you're on that part on your journey where you're looking to even secure a job, I made this video just for you. Do well to watch this video that I made about 5 verified websites where you can find visa sponsorship jobs, okay? That's it for this video. Until I come your way again, I remain Comfort Gideon. Bye bye.